Pandas. Oh, welcome, pandas, to my channel. I'm Bye Money, and today we will be doing a SPY update. To crash or not to crash? That is the question. And I typically don't do these unless I think there is an important update with price action when it comes to SPY. And today, hopefully in this video, we can explain a little bit of what might be happening on SPY, especially with the most recent sell-off. Is this sell-off just a small pullback, or should we expect more from this sell-off? And hopefully in this video, we can answer that question. This is the daily chart right here. And on this daily chart, we've had this pretty large spike in channel. We had a spike here with a channel going upwards, and finally this channel broke to the bottom side. Now with this channel breaking to the bottom side here, we see that we were able to make a brand new high. And so typically what happens when we break a trend, what we like to do is try to make a new high. Institutions try to make one more high before actually trying to reverse the market. And here, with this new high, we actually made another spike in channel. We have a spike here, moving up, and then it starts to channel upwards. Now this channel had an overshoot to the top side, and we try to make an overshoot to the bottom side and reverses, and this is when the market gets a little tricky. You can see here that actually we have been in a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 day trading range on the daily. And what we see here now is a big push down below the 20 EMA. Now, some things to know here. This is a lower high first entry on the daily chart. Second of all, this big bar happened on a half trading day. This is a half trading day, and it pretty much had the volume of a full trading day, maybe even more. And this is a huge move down for just a half trading day on the holiday. Now, many people will say this was it was caused because of the COVID variant, but that is just an excuse to try to explain the price action. The price action has told us everything that we needed to know in order for this sell-off to happen. We were already in a spiking channel. And once we break the spiking channel, typically what we try to do is we try to go to the bottom of the channel here. So, another thing that we should see that I think told us everything we need to know about this sell-off. And I think it all happens basically in this bar. This bar right here is a second entry short. What I mean by that is that we had a B, C pattern, and it was a two-legged pullback, and this two-legged pullback, after it's done, reversed the market. The reason why I think this is very important is because the bar that it produced. What should have happened was this. What should have happened is that we should have had a bounce off of this channel, and we should have gone upwards. In fact, while this candle was forming, this was a solid green candle coming way up here, and most people probably thought that we're going to break out of this trading range. But while it was near the top of the channel, instead of continuing to go upwards, having followed through, it reversed and broke below the previous candle's low. See, as this candle was producing, it was way up here, and then in one candle, reversed and made a engulfing bar. And this engulfing bar was very bearish. This was a reversal bar. Because I say that because what we should have happened is we should have broken out, but instead we reversed and came back into the trading range, back to the bottom. Now from here, we actually tried to attempt to break down, reversed, and where does it go? It goes back to the top of the trading range on the daily, and then tries to break out of the daily once again, this trading range. But instead of being able to break out, sellers who missed this big move have another chance to enter in, and they were able to push down. I think the key right now for us is to recognize that there is a reversal bar right here with a second entry short. There's a second entry short you can see because the two-legged pullback indicator is giving us a red one here, dark red one. Dark red one means it's a second entry short. And we find it in this spike in channel. Now, many of you guys don't know, but spike in channels, if it's going up, is actually a bearish pattern. It is essentially the same thing as a bear flag. It's just a flag portion of the bear flag, but we can treat it the same, according to Al Brooks. And so what we see here now is a surprise bear bar that is below the previous price action for the last 15 bars. It's a strong bear bar, and it's a surprise bear bar. Breaks clearly below the 20 MA. Now, to crash or not to crash is the question. For me, what I want to see, in order for this to be a crash rather than a pullback, is follow through. If this big bear bar has some follow through, then I'm going to say our clear target is the bottom of the channel. Typically, the market, what it likes to do is once it has a spike in channel, if it breaks down the channel, then it likes to come back to the beginning of the channel. And from here, the market will try to decide if we will start to go into a trading range or not. Or it will decide to go and crash to the downside. The market typically likes to find an area here, either to bounce or to continue the downtrend. But the clear target for me is a bottom of the spike in channel. So what I'm saying is if we have follow through on this bar, as in if we trade kind of here and then we break below the low of this bar, which is right here, if we break below this bar, the clear target is the bottom of the channel of this spike in channel. To crash or not to crash is the question. Also, what we typically have with a surprise bar is follow through of the exact same size of the bar. So we will have follow through that looks like this. So another target would be a measure move of this surprise bar down to here. And so if we break below this line, we have a clear target to the bottom channel. And also if there is a very strong follow through, then we'll come back to the measure move of this surprise bear bar. So is this a crash or not? Well, we will have to see. I think Sunday's price action, because if you guys don't know, the futures actually open on Sunday at 6 p.m. Eastern time. And I want to see where the market is trading. If it breaks below the wick here, I'm actually expecting this to have very strong follow through. Very strong follow through. Now, trade at your own risk. This is not financial advice. But for me, looking at this, looking at the price action, if this continues to break below this wick here, especially with the surprise bear bar, I'm expecting follow through at least to the bottom channel and maybe even a measure move of this surprise bear bar. That is what I'm looking for. And so I will be trading accordingly to that information. If we break below yesterday's low, then I will be looking to probably look for a strong move down to the bottom of the channel. Could produce a strong bear trend day. And so this could have follow through. And if this has follow through, and the way we know it has follow through is if it breaks the low of this bar, which is the bottom of the wick, if it breaks below that, then that is follow through, and that is what I am looking for to see if this is simply a pullback or potential reversal of this huge uptrend. And the reason why I'm saying that also is because We had a breakup trend to new high, and now this new high, after this new high is made, we broke below the 20 MA. And so typically what I would wait for here is a type of trap. And so as we know that this is the second pullback to the downside, so we'll draw here as an ABC pattern. And this ABC pattern might trigger a second entry long, and that second entry long may fail. If that fails, we are moving downwards. This is a reversal pattern, very similar to this pattern right here. We had an, sorry, it's a little confusing, A, B, C pattern below the 20 MA. Triggers actually less than a point on the daily, which is incredible. Only time I've seen this in last 10 years of the S&P 500 futures. The only time I actually see the genuine trap, this actually breaks above the previous candle, doesn't even make 1 point with the second entry long off the 20 MA, and from here reverses down strongly. And this is what I'm expecting. Similar, might be a similar pattern here, where we have a two-legged pullback, comes to the 20 MA, second entry long, fails and reverses. The reason why I'm saying this is because we have a strong bear bar below the 20 MA after a break of trend to new high. And so we could potentially see a big reversal here, and we might not even see this pattern. We might not even see this happen. If it's a very strong bear trend reversal, then this pattern may not even print. We might not even get this pattern. It might just straight up follow through and make another big bear bar. But we will have to wait and see what the price action tells us, and I'm excited. I'm actually curious what's going to happen on Sunday night, 6 p.m. when the market opens. If we break Friday's low, then we could expect some serious follow through, some serious bear trend after that. But that is my opinion. Pandas, trade at your own risk. This is not financial advice, and don't blame me if you buy like 20 contracts and try to go short and it reverses on you. Please do not do that. Trade at your own risk. Trade according to your capital, and trade as you would trade with any other trade. You must trade it the same way. Stick to the plan. But that's it for my weekend announcement. I hope that's helpful. And as always, I will see you guys live streaming on Monday at 9 a.m. Eastern Time. We trade every single day, live stream, two-legged pullbacks, scalping the intraday charts, and that's the nice thing about this. Even though if this crashes or not, it doesn't matter to us because we're trading the intraday charts. We're day trading. It only helps us with perhaps maybe some direction of where the market may go. But for us, we trade every single setup the same way, and what we'll see hopefully is some good volatility, so we can get a lot of opportunities, a lot of setups for us on Monday. So hopefully I see you guys there, and as always, happy trading. God bless.